Guess what's finally arrived? Let's do this. Here's the action plan for the liquid cooling system. First off, riser cable, check, that is done. Next up, we're gonna route the radiator to the reservoir. Super easy. This one's just a straight cut because I'm using a 90-degree angle. As you can see here from my purple fitting, it's a great representation of what's actually happening. And then we go from the reservoir to the GPU block. Haven't figured that out yet. And then we have GPU block to CPU block back to radiator, and we are done. Also, we have to add 10 centimeters to each side, 5 centimeters for the tube to fit into a fitting. So since we have two sides, 10 centimeters. Let's go. One tube down. Lesson number 1, Tim. Always double check to make sure you have the right tool. That is for sure the biggest lesson that I have learned throughout this entire process, because last night I couldn't continue because this is a 13 millimeter fitting and it does not fit the tube to go inside, because when you're trying to bend this tube right here, the silicone insert goes inside to prevent it from collapsing on itself, and it needs to be smaller than the tube itself. So luckily Micro Center just had it in stock. They came in real clutch, and they did have a small 10 millimeter fitting that fits in right now, which is what I just got today. So finally we can continue. Finally. Also, the fans came in, so we're gonna do this first and then continue with the whole piping. So despite these setbacks, it's gonna be a good day today. It's gonna be a real good day because we're gonna be done. Remember how I have 6 fans, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 right here, right? So I have 6 fans, but then I also have the pump right here. In total, that's about 7 fan outlets. Here, I only have 6 slots, so therefore I need a splitter. Back to Micro Center. Okay, so here's the piece I have right now. It didn't turn out to be as clean as I thought it'd be because I did use a little bit too much pressure when I was using the mandrel, which is this tool right here. I was using this mandrel, and then of course when I pushed it in a little bit too much, so I did mess up at the end, which is a bit annoying. And then I'm also now going to route this up. But the thing is, this inlet right here, this doesn't plug in to the tube here. So now in order to fix that, I'm just gonna have to end up bending this again. So I'm gonna end up doing 2 bends here. Okay, so bend wise, forget the mandrel. This actually turned out a lot cleaner than this side. So I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just a little bit scared that it might be a little bit too tall in order to reach it might be a little bit too tall though to reach that. So I might have to bend it down just a little bit. Putting in the angled tube now. Yeah, so maybe it would have been better if I just went up and then left and then right. That might have been a little bit cleaner. Okay, so quick update. I'm actually starting to get the hang of this tubing, and I realized that, and by the way, Richard, I realized that you're right, this is acrylic, not PETG, so this is way more difficult to work with, and that makes sense now why I'm having such a hard time. However, I think I'm getting the hang of it. The bends are starting to be a lot nicer than before, for sure. Like, they're much cleaner, there's no warped edges, there's no striations. It seems pretty solid. It's a very nice curve. I stopped using the mandible because that just made things worse, honestly. I feel like I kind of just eyeballed it. I got a bit overconfident because this doesn't fit. See, the bottom is, this curve needs to be way more bent along this side. But what I decided to do, since I wanted to redo that other piece anyway, so since I wanted to redo this one anyway because it actually turned out kind of ugly. I don't like the whole slant. Plus this one turned out to be a little like too thick for the edges anyway. So I'm gonna try and I'm going to bend this one that way. Cut it off and hopefully it fits into this piece right here. It fits, and the camera died, of course, right during my freaking reaction. However, this is the final one. So this one should be going from the CPU to the radiator. And if this is complete, then we are done. Okay, so fast forward a few days, and today I am so flippin' excited to tell you that we are ready to rock and roll again. I am ready to make videos, ready to take some pictures. I am ready to edit with this monster of a machine that has given me so much trouble every step of the way to install. However, let me catch you up real quick on what's happened over the past couple days. So I leak tested the whole thing and it was fine, but I realized that my monitors weren't connecting properly, and that was because my graphics card here wasn't slotted in all the way, so that was my fault. I ended up bending a couple metal pieces on the graphics card because I got so frustrated. And then I realized that my piping wasn't done so well because there's no proper drainage. So I did order a drain valve that I'm gonna put in when maintenance comes around. I did clean it out once and it actually wasn't too bad. It was dripping, but what's good is that I can at least drain it from this side here, so that's not too big of a problem. So I can definitely use this. The thing is, because I piped this up top, gravity's not pushing it all the way down, right? And because I have this flat curve here, but I think that's okay because only a little bit will remain left in the system, so it'll flush it out anyway once the rest of it is cleaned out. So let's say like 90% of it will be cleaned out and the 10% that's left over will be mixed in with another 90% of new. So my fault, my mistake, definitely something that I'm going to fix the next time around. With all that said and all that troubleshooting, I then went to go install the actual operating system, aka Windows 10, and that gave me another mess of trouble too because, long story short, my solution was to just plug in the keyboard and the mouse. Simple as that. I wanted to give a special thanks to Richard for helping me every step of the way and for actually like detailing a lot of these things. Some of it I wouldn't have even known if he didn't mention it, so thank you so much for following me every step of the way and correcting my problems. And with all of that said, all that troubleshooting over the past 2 weeks, I would love to build a PC again. Seriously, it was so much fun. Now that I know what I'm doing, I know exactly what to fix for next time, and I really want to do another hardline tubing, but maybe another day. For now, it is time. It is time to go back to photography and board games and to really kick this thing into action, so I can't wait to show you all the ideas and what I can do now that I have this. So, cinematic showcase on PC coming very soon. In the meantime, I need to catch up on some tutorials for board games, and I will see you all in the next real video. But here's a little taste though.